Peace, peace, love, light of healing, peace, love, light of healing, peace to the guys, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. Blessings. Shalom, 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 lakai, mishpati. Climb on in, family. I'm feeling better. I'm able to open my mouth a little wider now. You know, I can move my jaw around. Still hurt a little bit. My stitches came apart today, but like I'm getting better, y'all. I'm healing up quickly. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all been asking questions, so I jumped on here to talk to y'all, give y'all some updates, and, you know, we're going to talk. I'm going to speak slow, so if you still can't hear me, let me know, and I'll try to speak slower so you can understand me. I know my mouth right now. You look healthy, bro. Yeah, I am healthy. I'm getting healthy. I'm getting better and better and better and better. I finally got my weight back, too, on 152. I've been eating good. Good to see y'all as well. Nah, only thing that really stopped me is my L's and my S's. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what really stopping me right now, but I'm working through it. I got until the 7th of June to get it right because I got a lecture in Detroit. Y'all make sure y'all get on there and buy them tickets. I'll see y'all in Detroit at Wayne State University. So yeah, what we talking about today is elimination and nutrition. You know, a lot of people asking how to detox, what's the fastest way to detox, and it's all about nutrition and elimination. And I'm gonna show y'all how to do it step by step. So get y'all pens, get y'all pads. Again, if you start hearing me slurring while I'm teaching, let me know. I'll slow down and I'll repeat myself. It's only gonna get better and better as I continue to speak and the inflammation continue to leave. So. Do you believe in numerology? Yes, I do. At least you're not spitting when you talking. Whatever. I sure was. But my S's is still killing me, y'all. When you come into Detroit, I'll be there June the 7th. Go to YahkiEvents.com, book a ticket. If you don't trust the site, all you got to do is go to YahkiAwaken.com and click on the event tab, and then you can link it there. Okay? All right, so if y'all got y'all pens, y'all got y'all pads, y'all ready to get it started, type in some 7s and some 9s, we'll start. 3-bitter detox is amazing. Yes, the 3-bitters is healing the world. We sell about 100,000 3-bitters every couple of months, and I'm not exaggerating. We done seen people get rid of a lot of stuff just with the 3-bitters by itself. But see, that's a part of that elimination part that I was talking about. All right, let's do it. So when you're looking at the body, and I'm going to write this stuff down with y'all, so get y'all a pen and a pad. We're going to write it together. So the first thing, I want to start from the outside, then we're going to go internally, or eternally, should I say. So get you a pen, get you a pad. The first thing we're going to write is skin. Write down skin. Now, the reason why we're going to write down skin is because your skin is the biggest organ on your body. But not only is the skin the biggest organ on your body, the skin actually functions as your third kidney because it has a major detoxification capabilities. That's why you sweat through your skin. You perspire through your skin. So skin. All right. After skin, we're going to go through each of these. We're going to write down kidneys. And then we're going to break it all down. Kidneys is control of biological metabolic waste and metabolites. That's how you get rid of it. And you secrete it through your urine. So you got your skin, which is an eliminative organ, one of the biggest organs on your body. Then you have your kidneys, which gets rid of metabolic waste and metabolites and through urine secretion by way of urea. Then the second one, you have your liver. The third one, you got your liver, right? Liver down. Liver have all types of what you will call detoxification pathways. You have the glutathione S transferase pathway. You have the NRF2 pathway. Write that down. The NRF2 pathway. And then you have the 3-phase detoxification pathways. You have the glutathione S transferase pathway. You have the NRF2 pathway. And then you have the 3-phase detoxification pathways, which is what your liver do by way of bilirubin, biliverdin, and bile. All right, so liver. Fourth one is your lungs. We're going to write down lungs. Your lungs. That gets rid of what? Carbon dioxide. All right. And last but not least, colon. Write down colon. Colon gets rid of what you will call macro waste. So we got skin, kidneys, liver, lungs, colon, and then what wraps all of these together is the lymphatic system. So write down lymphatic system. And we're going to break it down. I'm going to show you how to move all of these. My pen going out. Shem, you got a pen?
I got one.
There we go. Lymphatic system. All right. So let's start with the skin. Y'all write these down. Skin. Put them in the comments. Kidney, liver, lungs, colon, lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is its own beast. Because with the lymphatic system, you have the spleen, which help you cleanse and purify everything that's in your blood into the lymphatic system. You have the lymph nodes, the cervical area, the axillary area, the sphenoid area, the lingual area. You got so many, the Peyer's patches, the ileum sac. So when we get to the lymphatic part, it's even way more. But right now we're going to talk about the skin. Anybody trying to detox, focus on your skin, because most people that's sick or they got illnesses or that's going through some type of illness, their kidneys and their adrenals are compromised anyway. So you have to help your kidneys and your adrenals by cleansing through your skin. The best thing to do is make sure you're not blocking your pores. So don't be putting on anything that's thick like shea butter. That'll block your pores. Vaseline will block your pores. You need to use things like aloe vera, coconut oil if you're not dealing with herpes, of course. But the best thing I used to use grapeseed oil, but then I start realizing all of the hydrogenated, just basically how they really hydrogenate these things and put them in these transfusions and heat them up. So I don't even do those no more. So the best thing will be coconut oil and olive oil and aloe vera to put on your skin, because it still allow your pores to breathe. And that way, if you're doing a sauna, or if you're going for a walk, or if you're sitting in the sun, you are still able to perspire and sweat and basically get all of those metabolites and metabolic waste through the skin. Skin is an amazing detoxification mechanism. Not only do it absorb things straight into the bloodstream, it actually excrete things outside of the blood as well in the tissues. So that's the first thing I'll pay attention to, because anybody that's sick or anybody that's suffering from a detoxification symptom that we call an illness or a disease, they having kidney malfunction anyway, because the kidneys is your first line of defense when it comes to getting rid of metabolic waste. You eat foods, you break these foods down. When you break these foods down, it goes down the esophagus, it hits the stomach, hydrochloric acid inside the stomach, break the food down even more. It passes through something called the pyloric sphincter. Once it get through the pyloric sphincter, it go into this 9-inch tract called the duodenum. Inside the duodenum, you have a bunch of microbes, and these microbes can get up to the billions just in this one little area. And who's hanging around there? Helicobacter pylori. That's why a lot of people are getting H. pylori, because they're eating wrong. So you have these little fingers, these little fungi fingers called the microvilli. Deep within inside of there, you have all these bacteria that swim up and they grab onto the food, and then they pass the food through something called capillary beds. These capillary beds go through two major systems. They go through lymph capillaries and blood. All right. Once it gets inside the blood transferred throughout the body through 150 trillion cells. Your cells then grab a hold of the food through different types of pumps and enzymic reactions, cation reactions and ionic reactions. Then it go through the cell. When it get in the cells metabolize it for ATP and energy. After that, the cell poop. When the cell poop on itself, you have something called the lymphatic system or interstitial fluid that rolls around all of these different cells and pick up all the metabolic waste. Once it picks up the metabolic waste, it travels through something called lymph nodes. These lymph nodes have a bunch of macrophages in there and a bunch of different bacteria that helps the food break down even more and extract more. Once these foods then break down, they go through the rest of the lymph nodes, then they end up in the kidneys, powered by the adrenal glands. If the adrenal glands are powered up properly and it's emitting the millihertz that it needs to basically electrify the body, then the filtration pump kicks on, which is the kidneys, and then you literally pee it out through urea and all different types of metabolic material. So your circulatory system or your lymphatic system is working properly. But if not, then these things are backing up and sitting on top of the cells. So the best thing you can do is open up the pores to your skin to become elimination pathway. And that's why we always tell people to get in heat or to get in the sauna, infrared sauna or steam sauna, to help open up their pores and more. And when I mean get in there, I mean it have to be at least 160 or higher. 160 or higher though. Like anything lower than 160, you doing yourself a disservice. Not only that, you need to be in there for at least 21 minutes because you have to allow something called heat shock proteins to kick on. And what these heat shock proteins do when they activate, they create what you would call an immunological response. This is when your lymphatic system start responding. You have natural killer cells, you have macrophages, you have neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, lymphocytes, and you have phagocytes that'll be alert and they'll start leaving the tissues, going throughout the bloodstream and looking for danger. And when they look for danger, then they phagocytose these different cells and particles that's not supposed to be in the body. They engulf them, then they break them down more, and then your body go through something called a state of autophagy. And I tell y'all all the time, autophagy, auto just means self, phagy just means eats. It's basically when the cells start degrading themselves down, and the parts that they can reuse goes back into circulation, but the parts that they can't use that'll harm them, like metabolites, they will put them on a streamline to the kidneys, or it'll take it to the skin, or it'll take it to the liver. And what happened is you will produce bile and bilirubin and biliverdin, and bile will further break these things down and secrete them out of the body. All right. This is how amazing the skin is. Not only the skin is amazing, but the skin is made from the same neurological material and tissue as your brain. That's why when you look at the endoderm, the ectoderm, the mesoderm, when you start getting to embryology, when a fetus is first being created during its stages, when you see the skin come, the brain is there too. The skin, the eyes, the brain, and the nervous system is all made from the same tissues, y'all. All of it. So, and that's the reason why your skin reads the environment, takes signals, feed it back to proteins, and it tells you how to interact with your external environment. All by the signal is reading from your skin and from your hair. Even your hair is an extension of your nervous system, but the nervous system is an extension of the skin, and all these things is an extension of the brain. When you really start studying embryology, it's mind-blowing. So a person who take care of their skin essentially is taking care of their whole health, their whole entire life. Because your skin is not only the absorption factor of everything that you bring in from the external world. It's not only your first line of defense, but it's also a eliminative organ. It helps you perspire and get rid of things. And that's why when you sweat and you taste these things, these are salts. These salts are coming from the salt, sulfur, water, and potassium ratio of your cell. So when you sweat, you're potentially filtering the cells. That's why you tasting the salt. The salt is built up in the cells. You see what I'm saying? So when you really start thinking about this from this way, your body is a biological machine. So the best way to cleanse the skin is saunas. Sauna. Another one is hot and cold showers. Get in the shower for about 3 minutes, as hot as you can stand it. Then the last 2 minutes before you get out, turn it super cold. Another one is lymphatic brushing your skin, opening up those pores. They say brush towards the heart. I say brush towards the kidneys. That's another way to open it up. Another one is sun bathing. Let that sun bake their skin, especially people that have more melanin content than others. Everybody have melanin. Not only do so-called black people have melanin, everybody have melanin. Ill melanin, pheomelanin, neuromelanin. There's many different melanins, but people with higher melanin content, like indigenous people of this earth, which would be you and I, you need to be in the sunlight at least an hour or hour and a half a day, because you have to penetrate the sun and that infrared light. In that UV light, it have to penetrate the actual epidermis of the skin to reach down into the blood to actually start its mechanism, and then that's what actually turns on these pathways where you can produce serotonin and melatonin by way of the pineal gland, or what you'll call the circadian rhythm phase. All right, so that's the skin. Let's cross out skin. So the best way to detoxify the skin is not putting any chemicals on it. All right. The second thing is to get in some type of hot temperature, and the best thing will be the sauna. You need to do the sauna at least every other day for 30 minutes a day. And you need to be 160 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. That's the only way you're going to kick on heat shock proteins, which is going to kick on an immunological response, which is going to cause a crazy major detox. All right. So let's cross out skin. Now we're going to move on to kidneys. Kidneys is amazing. Notice when the kidneys go down, you go down. In ancient teachings and in the scrolls, it tell us that the kidneys are the seats of our ancestors. And the reason why is because all of the body blood goes through the kidneys more than any other organ other than the heart every single day. Your kidneys right now could be holding probably 1.5 pints of blood as we speak. That's how much blood it holds. We know that the life is in the flesh. The life in the flesh is in the blood. So we know what gives life to creation is flowing through the bloodstream. And what's in the bloodstream is what? Oxygen. It's the promise, the spirit. It's the Ruach HaKodesh. In the Hebrew Torah, we call it the Neshama, which feeds the nefesh, the soul. Right? So this shows you that in order to truly cleanse, you need to make sure that your kidneys are open. Now, the kidneys deal with your alkalinity, your potential hydrogen. The kidneys actually deals with whether acids is going to go through the urethra all the way out into the toilet, or these acids going to get back up into the blood. The nephrons of the kidneys. When you look at the kidneys, see if I can find one real quick. That's a liver. Y'all see a kidney over here? I need a big kidney. Here go one. So this is a big old kidney. You see these filtration pathways of the kidney? This is the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands is a pyramid-like structure. It's the size of a walnut, and it sits on top of the kidneys. These are the actual nephrons of the kidneys. These are the pyramids of the kidneys. These nephrons, in each kidney, you have 1 million nephrons, right? When these nephrons get too many acids in them or too many calcifications in them, because your thyroid, the parathyroid, is basically producing or releasing too much calcium from the bone, because calcium acts as a neutralizer to acids. Calcium loves to buffer out acids. So when you super acidic because you eating acidic forming foods, or you just have acidic thoughts because you can't become acidic from that, or you just doing things you're not supposed to be doing, you're going against nature, you wearing different fabrics that don't agree with your molecular structure, you wearing different fabrics that don't vibrate with your same frequency, then you become acidic. You start holding on to too many protons. You start letting go of too many electrons. And this electrical electrons, or these anion channels, is what makes you alkaline, right? What happens is you get a blowback on these nephrons, or these pyramid-like structures in the kidneys. When the kidneys get inflamed, they cannot filtrate. So what they do is they back up, and they back up intravenously. So all of these things back up back into the body. The first thing you're going to feel is lower back pains. Some family, I'm sorry to tell y'all, most of y'all to come to the clinic and y'all be like, I'm having lower back pains. What are good fabrics? Real quick. The best fabrics, which is at 5,000 millihertz, is linen. This shirt is 100% linen. The next fabric that's at 5,000 millihertz is linen, and what's the other one?
100% cotton?
Nope, not wool. Thank you, God. Wool, 5,000 millihertz. Then cotton. Cotton is only 100 millihertz. And then when you get into nylon and you get into your synthetic things like give me some polyester, these are 0. Now, when you look at the human body, when it operates in a good millivolt, it is between 65 and 75 millivolts or millihertz. That's where it operates good at. They call it a balance of homeostasis. But in order to turn over new cells and go through autophagy and actually get good energy and rebirth new cells, you need at least 90 millivolts or 85 millihertz. So it shows you that, like, you have a biofield, and you have a real biofield around your body. Dr. Bruce Lipton improved this. Dr. Greg Braden improved this. There's many doctors that improved this scientifically and backed it up. And then we're not going to even talk about quantum computers that improved this. You actually have an energetic biofield. We got cameras. I got a camera at my house right now that you can take a picture and it will show you your biofield or show you your aura. Kelly cameras. She created these cameras and she took pictures of apples. She took pictures of broccoli, and she took pictures of living food. And it showed an electrical magnetic field permeating from the fruits and from the vegetables. Then she did the same thing to meat, raw. It showed the electrical magnetic field permeating because it still had blood in it. But then she took a picture of meat that's been cooked, and of dead foods, and of GMO, basically foods that's been created in a laboratory and didn't have no type of energetic field permeating from the subject. So it just show you that you are a biological living entity and you emit light because you eat light all day from the sun. You eat light. So since you eat light and you absorb light, you emit light through these different types of proteins that hold on to light called chromophores. And these chromophores are regulated by serotonin and melatonin by way of the pineal and pituitary gland, the master glands of the body. So when the scripture says that the light of the body is the eye, it really meant that in the book of Matthew. Like, I'm telling you, you literally emit light out. We are light beings. We are children of the sun. Whether you want to say S-O-N or S-U-N, however you want to spin it, we still children of the sun. So the kidneys, kidney filtration. The best way to get the kidneys to filtrate, because the kidney is what deals with all the metabolites and metabolic waste of the body that the cell produce, is dry fasting. Nothing gets the kidneys to filtrate better than a dry fast. At least 16 hours. Anything under 16 hours, you're doing yourself a disservice. But the beautiful thing about this, if you following Dr. Yahki's schedule the correct way, you're going to be asleep at least 8 of those hours anyway. So just add another 8 hours of awakening hours to your 8 hours that you've been asleep. Guess what? That's 16 hours. And then you're going to urinate in a glass jar. You're going to sit that glass jar out and you're going to wait on the settlement. You're going to wait on that white settlement to actually sink to the bottom of that jar. And that's in metabolic waste. That's nitrogen compounds. That's calcium. That's solidification and then broken up. Now you opening up the pathways. Now you getting the nephrons to actually filtrate. Now the adrenals are back online, and boom, now the lymphatic system is able to put all that trash somewhere and you able to get rid of that trash. You see what I'm saying? So at least 16 hours of dry fasting. All right, that's the kidneys, and this is by way of urination. So drink H3O or H2O. I don't even care at this point, long as you hydrating your body and you moving your body and you are urinating and you massaging your kidneys. Actually massage your kidneys. Do it while you urinating. Females, when you sitting on that toilet, rub them in clockwise position. Fellas, when you standing up and you urinating, if your aim game is correct, make sure that you massaging your lower back and let your kidneys know you love them. Talk to your organs. I talk to y'all about this all the time. Talk to your organs. All right. Now let's scratch off kidneys. Thirdly, we got the liver. Liver. I'm telling y'all, the best way to detox the liver, y'all, I'm going to give y'all an emergency evacuation way, and then I'm going to give y'all a regular way. Olive oil all day. No, and we can just do this in a shot. You're going to get a shot glass, a double shot. A double shot is 2.5 ounces, right? 2 ounces or 2.5? 2. So, okay, Nabi said a double shot is 2 ounces. So we, notice I said Nabi. I'm going to say 2.5 though, because you need enough room. You're going to do an ounce of virgin organic olive oil, an ounce of that, the whole ounce of virgin organic olive oil. Make sure it's the real kind. And then you're going to squeeze a half a lemon and a half a grapefruit and do a pinch of salt. And you're going to add those together. You're going to take a shot of that every day for 5 days. Every day for 5 days. They laughing at you now, B. You're going to do that every day for 5 days. Right now, what you're going to do is previous 5 days before you start doing that, make sure that you're doing nothing but apple juice and apples, because the malic acid from the apple juice and apples, it softens up gallstones. Not only do it soften up gallstones, it dilates the hepatic ducts. It dilates the hepatic ducts of the actual liver, and it calms down any inflammation that the liver is going through. All right, so you're going to do 5 days of Granny Smith green apples. Make sure you eat it with the skin, and you're going to be juicing and drinking these apples too for 5 days. Nothing but apples. Then on that 5th day, going into the 6th day, that's when you're going to do an ounce of pure organic cold pressed virgin olive oil. And then you're going to do another ounce. Another ounce is going to be a half squash lemon, right? Half squash grapefruit, and then a pinch of sea salt. You're going to do that for 5 days straight while you continue on the juices and the apples. Your liver is going to release so many gallstones. You're going to release so much metabolic waste. Your bilirubin might go up because when you release that bile, that golden lantern, that liquid gold is going to be released from the liver. So you might get jaundice. You might see jaundice coming to your eyes. Don't worry about all that. It just means you healing. They teaching you that it means your liver is failing. No, it don't. It means you actually healing. You see what I'm saying? And then if you want to do an emergency one, which I love because I love strong detoxifications, yo, I'm telling you, coffee enemas. I don't know nothing on planet Earth that is stronger than coffee enemas. Get you a coffee enema. Make sure that is organic and is roasted coffee made for enema style. And you do enemas. Do them every day if you have to, especially if you're going to be talking about the next thing I talk about after I talk about the other elimination pathways, which is nutrition. When you start pouring in nutrition and bringing in real nutrition, organic nutrition into the body, and you're saturating your cells with it, what it's going to do is it's going to start pushing out all of the toxins. If these toxins hit the blood too fast, you're going to have a hell of a healing crisis. You're going to feel like you dying. You're going to feel like you dying. But you're not going to be dying. So the best way to relieve the blood from all those toxins for it won't change your pH is to do coffee enemas. Coffee enemas will, or if you got a nearby place that do colonics, holistic colonics, that ain't trying to rip up and tear up your rectum and your anus and ain't gonna have you on there with city water going all into your, your secret parts, then do a colonic. Because what this do is this forces the liver to release bile. And I don't know if y'all know about bile or not, but bile is a lipid substance that's produced by the actual liver, made by cholesterol, that helps you not only break down fat, but it helps you regulate. There's so many anti-mutagenic properties to bile, anti-inflammatory properties to bile, cancer prevention and anti-cancer properties to bile. I mean, when you look at bile and what it's created for, it is literally created to be the golden liquid hue of the body. It regenerates the body. That's why if your body works good and something is wrong with your liver, your bilirubin shoots up and you start getting jaundice because the blood starts putting bile everywhere. Or should I say the lymphatics start putting bile everywhere. The doctors in the allopathic community will say that your liver is failing, your ALT and your ASTs, which is your liver enzymes, are high. You're going through liver failure. But if you really look at it for what it is and you let the process play out without letting them hack on you and give you medicine that's going to really potentially harm the liver in the first place, you will see that your body start healing. My bilirubin for the last 4 months have been 4 points higher than what it should be. Mine's just regulated last week. Just regulated itself last week. Because I've been going through a major detoxification and I've been doing coffee enemas. We've been doing colonics. We've been doing all types of detox. Am I lying, IB? We've been getting it in because we've been doing hyperbaric oxygen chamber. I do PEMF mats every night. You see, I'm doing the beamer. I'm circulating my blood. I'm on all the herbs. I'm on all types of stuff. All natural healing modalities because I know that I just had major surgery. I had major inflammation, y'all. My mouth just stopped hurting, y'all. Just stopped hurting. And I still can't even talk correctly, but I'm on here trying to teach y'all. You see what I'm saying? So you got to do what you got to do and you got to do what you know best. One thing I wasn't doing was taking no pain medicine because I already knew something's already going on with my liver. I already had heavy metal toxicity hitting my liver. My liver enzymes are already jacked up. Why would I take some pain medicine when y'all already gave me anesthetic, to put me to sleep, to give me the surgery, which I didn't want to do that anyway. So it's certain things that I just can't allow my body to go through. You see what I'm saying? I'm not an extremist, but if I can just bear with the pain for a little while, and I know that I can live longer other than taking all of these different, suppressors, and it's going to harm my liver and I can potentially lose my liver and not get it back, then I'd rather stick with the mouth pain. And that's just what it is. And on the way, I knew they put me to sleep to do the surgery. So I got to get that out of my liver. You know what I'm saying? Quickly. So look, why not colonic? Why not coffee enema? Why not dandelion root tea every single day? Why not do all of these different herbs that I know that's going to cleanse my liver? Yellow dock root, burdock root, dandelion leaf, dandelion root, milk thistle powder. I'm on all of these because I know my liver needs help because my liver is one of my major detoxification organs in my body. And if my liver go down, then that means my skin is going to go down with it. So now I'm losing 2. And then if you notice, whenever you have liver issues and get skin issues, the kidneys go last. Your buns, blood, urine, nitrogen number go all out of whack. You see that? Then your pH go out of whack. Your nephrons, you start getting nephritis, because all of these things are intricately connected. So you got to do what you got to do. And that's why these elimination pathways matter. So you cleanse the skin, get the adrenals online, start cleansing the kidneys. Make sure you cleansing the liver. The best way to cleanse the liver in a quick way is coffee enemas and colonics. All right. The other way is to do what I told you with the olive oil. Next is always dandelion root and milk thistle capsules. Make sure that it's 1,000 milligrams or higher, or you wasting your time. And make sure that it's organically extracted. Make sure it's made and prepped the right way before you start putting them in your body. Okay. Now we're talking about the fourth one, the lungs. How do you clear the lungs? The best way to clear the lungs is bringing as much oxygen into them as possible. Hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy, or doing deep mindful breathing. Deep mindful breathing is the best way. Deep mindful breathing. All right. Now, as far as teas, mullein leaf and coat's foot leaf is very, very good. And lungwort is very, very good for the lungs. Drink about 16 ounces a day. Make sure that you're being mindful when you breathe. Make sure that you're doing deep diaphragmatic breathing. You see that? And make sure you're focusing on your breaths. And make sure that you keep your heart rate in at least 72 to 85 beats per minute a day. I wouldn't go no higher than that. That shows you that you're in a very restful state. You're in a state of peace, and you're bringing in as much oxygen as possible. Remember, we're only allowed to breathe 21% oxygen right now. And the pressure from this enclosed earth, yes, I'm saying enclosed, the pressure from this enclosed earth, because we know that the creator put a dome over this deal, whether y'all want to admit it or not. We're enclosed. We're damn near in a freaking fish tank. The pressure have started to release itself. We used to be under heavy pressure, and we was receiving up to 65 to 80% oxygen. Back in those days, we was up to 16 feet, some of it 32 feet. I know y'all seeing sleeping mountains looking like giants and stuff that I'm not going to even go get into right now. But that's because the oxygen was very, very bioavailable back then, which we don't have none right now. We only breathing in 21%. And that's if you in a good place to have a lot of trees that don't have that much environmental pollutants. In St. Louis, I think we breathe in 18%, which is considering very high when you look at Detroit and you start looking at Chicago and just different parts of the world that's very, very busy, and all of their trees are being knocked down. The pollutants and the oxygen rates going down. Look, it's some places in the U.S. right now, 12% oxygen, 12%. And you wonder why you crazy. You have insomnia. You can't sleep. You can't poop. Your bowels can't regulate themselves. You can't even get an erection. Your penis can't get hard. Vaginal dryness. You are suffocating. You're creating a bunch of lactic acid. Your cells are going back to its ancient ways. We're have to ferment to even get ADP. ADP is ATP discharge. It ain't even getting this real currency. It's getting changed. It's not even getting them dollar bills. So you getting secondhand currency, and you wonder why you're mutating everywhere. You can't think, you sluggish, your memory, you forgetfulness, you got brain fog, your energy, your adrenals are fatigued because you're not converting and turning oxygen over into ATP by water molecules. So oxygen is very, very vital. I heard KRS say that oxygen is consciousness. You know what I'm saying? He said you breathing in consciousness. And it's a book called The Breath of the Yogi. I'm going to show y'all the book the next time I go live. It talks about that. It says to live and to think is to breathe. So if you're not breathing correctly, you're not living correctly, and it's impossible to think correctly or even think and operate and be in your higher self. Because the very consciousness around you, that life that's in the flesh, that's in the blood, is oxygen molecules. That's the spirit. And that's why when you stop breathing, you die. And your spirit separates from your soul and your body. That's what happens. Yes, body is basar, flesh. Spirit is ruach. Breath is neshama. Correct. All right, so we talked about lungs. Next is the colon. Now, the colon gets rid of what you will call, everything else I've been talking about so far is micro waste. Now we got to talk about macro waste. Because when you eat and you eat all these foods and your body break these foods down, so when you eating and you eating all these foods and your body is breaking these foods down, when you chew this food and it go down the esophagus, remember it hits the stomach, it goes through the body of the stomach, the fungus of the stomach. This is the cardiac sphincter. This is the duodenum, right? Once it goes inside the duodenum, you get these pancreatic secretions. These pancreatic secretions, you have sodium bicarbonate, or what you'll call baking soda, that gets secreted because remember, all the food just left the stomach sac. So it's hot as hell. So this food got to be calmed down before the particles go inside the bloodstream. So soon as it gets into this 9-inch tract called the duodenum, the pancreas starts producing all of its pancreatic enzyme. The major one is baking soda, sodium bicarbonate. That mixes with the food and it calms it down. Now, once it calms down, these little villi or these grooves inside the duodenum, they actually get picked up by the microbes. And these microbes, like Candida albicans, you got bifidobacterium bacteria, you got lactobacillus bacteria. Once it take it through, now the blood got a hold of all of the micronutrition. But the macronutrition, or all the fiber that the blood cannot intake through the capillaries, it goes through the intestines. So it goes through the jejunum. Then it goes through the ileum. Once it gets through the ileum, it passes this door and it comes through what you would call the cecum. And the cecum is right here. Now, the beautiful thing about this is once it goes through the cecum, you have this called the pancreas. The pancreas right here, the appendix. What the appendix does, and this is how you know the creator is amazing. The appendix create a bunch of bacteria that's made right here on site. Right here on site, your body is producing living organisms out of nowhere. Just like the blood produces blood. Just like the bone marrow produces blood out of nowhere. You are a self-regenerating entity. So all of these bacteria is being made in the appendix. That's why a person that's not using the bacteria properly, they get what? Appendicitis. And you got to get it taken out because if it busts, you go septic because all the bacteria is in there. The bacteria is then released and it starts helping you break down these foods more. Then chyme is released and it starts wrapping. Now it goes up the ascending colon. When it gets to the ascending colon, it goes through the transverse colon. The transverse colon is where recycling or reabsorption happened. A bunch of things are reabsorbed back into the system. Water, nutrients, acetyl and big old things that you need to kick out. Then it goes down the descending colon to the sigmoid colon, to the rectum, and then you poop out all of that macro waste. And usually it's stuff that the body couldn't break down. Mostly it's fibrous tissues that come from fruits, vegetables, or proteins that your stomach acid cannot break down from the meats. Y'all see how they work? So the best way to sweep the colon, to me, is it's a colon massage is very good. A colonic will work real good. Again, coffee enemas not only is good for cleansing the liver, but it's good for sweeping the colon. But then you got Castor sagrada. Castor sagrada is a very, very good herb that will cleanse and sweep the colon. I use that in my GI room. It's very good. And not only that, but Castor, it don't only purges the colon, it strengthens the cells around the colon and it tones them too. And that's what in herbalism, that's what you call a tonic. It's a very, very good tonic. You see that? And you can do that as a tea, or you can do it as herb. Another one is slippery elm bark. Slippery elm bark cleanses the colon very, very good as well. Very good. All right. And then colon massages, where you literally massage. You go through, just like what I just said, and you start massaging the colon. You always start from the ascending colon, and you rub. You dig and you rub. And you always go clockwise. I do this to my babies. And you dig and you rub. Don't I do it to them, Nabi? Yes, especially if they got pooping problems. And you dig and you rub. They start farting, fluctuating, passing gas. Then next thing you know, you run into the bathroom. Hydration. Hydration breaks up calcification and stagnation. Hydrate the body. That'll help you move a lot of that poop out of there as well. And another thing is, make sure that you're not eating too much. You should only be eating, especially if you're healing, you should be eating through a window. And I call it the 18-6 rule, where you only eating 6 hours a day anyway. And through that 6 hours, you're eating one big meal. One big meal. That's all you need to really, really move that bowel and have proper bowel movements. All right. So the colon is what gets rid of all of the macro. Now, what's a part of the macro is parasites. If you're really trying to get rid of parasites and you're trying to get rid of plaque that's built up in the intestines, then you have to move the colon. Now, when you start moving the lymphatic system and getting the liver and the NRF2 pathways online and the glutathione S transferase proteins online, then you're getting rid of what you would call blood parasitics, which we see all the time. Aspergillus, mucoracimosis parasite, Fasciolopsis boyski in his primitive position, proteus, microzoma, all these different parasites that I see when we check your blood all the time. That's going to go through your urine when it dies. If you taking the right binders, which is activated charcoal is a binder. And that's another thing. A lot of y'all are cleansing and going on these parasite cleansing. Y'all not taking any type of binders like psyllium musk powder, activated charcoal, doing bananas with your herbs. All these things are binders. They're good binders because just like your cells go through something called cellular lysis where they explode when they die and they projectile all of their DNA into the system. When these different microbes die inside the body or these parasitics die inside the body, they actually explode. And when they explode, all of their DNA go into you. You realize the body is made of 150 trillion cells, and 100 trillion cells out of 150 trillion cells ain't even you. It's microbes, and microbes have their own DNA, just like organelles, like the mitochondria have its own DNA. So you are literally a walking petri dish of a bunch of stuff that ain't even you. And that's why y'all be having me bugging up when y'all be like, well, that's man-made food, or that wasn't made by God. And you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, you a hybrid. Y'all be talking about all these hybrids, that broccoli hybrid. You are the most hybrided creature on earth. You are made of so many different things that make up you that's not even a part of you that have become a part of you. And I'm not sitting here champion for GMO. I don't believe in GMO foods at all. I don't believe in non-organic foods at all. But do I believe in hybrided foods? Yes, we've been hybriding and sex selecting our foods for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. That's how you got the watermelon. The original watermelon you couldn't eat because it was too bitter. It's where you think you get bitter melon from. The original cucumber you couldn't eat. A wild cucumber you can't. It's too bitter. You see that? So throughout the ages, we hybrided and selected and made it our foods in certain ways to make it more appetizing and more edible for our people. Mind you, indigenous melanated beings did this. You see that? The Tuscan tribe from Italy, the real Sicily, real Italy black people, the Moors is who created the broccoli. They created the broccoli, which is one of your most super nutritional foods on planet Earth. Glucoraphanase, sulforaphane, all types of things that kicks glutathione producing molecules that really make you liver detoxes from the brassica family that was created by ancient black Italians, the real Italians. And I know y'all hate the word black. I know black is the color of a crown, but this is what y'all identify with, so that's why I'm saying it. So I'm not a champion for GMO food, which is genetically modified food. That is food that is made in a laboratory. I'm against that. I'm totally against that. But I make my own hybrid foods at my farm. You know how many different watermelon seeds I put together and created? I thought my watermelon last year was going to come out this big. And I be telling them they was this small. Because I was in that deal experimenting, trying to hybrid the best sweet watermelon. I do it all the time. You know how much hybrided food we eat? Half the food you eat is not original unless you are out of the country. And even out of the country, half of that food is still hybrided. Hybrid is not the issue. GMO is the issue. You see that? GMO is the issue. GMO seeds is the issue. Genetically modified is the issue, not a hybrid. Half of y'all on here ain't never had an original fruit. Ain't never had an original vegetable. And that's just the truth. I'm just being real with y'all. It's dragon fruit GMO. Dragon fruit is not GMO. Now, dragon fruit is a hybrid. Most of your papayas are hybrided, especially the ones that come out of Hawaii, which 98% of those are shipped to the U.S. Like, y'all don't know nutrition and food. When you really start studying food, you be like, oh, we do that all the time. You do that when you bypass an ugly woman and you go hump on a beautiful woman. Guess what that's called? Selective gene mating, right? You didn't want your baby to turn out to be ugly or to have these certain characteristics. So you chose the sexiest woman around to try to hump on to procreate. What is wrong with that? They doing the same thing with the food. Women do that to men all the time. I don't want no short man. So guess what? She don't want no short son. So she gonna try to procreate with the tallest, handsomest, dark fella she see. You don't see me mad. I'm sure I don't make the cut. I'm 5'6". You don't see me around here complaining. So y'all around here hybriding and mixing genes and selective gene, mixing DNA and being very selective for you can produce the best crop ever. But when it comes to food in a grocery store, what grows on the farm, we got to throw that out. That don't matter no more. But you do it all the time, though. Come on, man. Y'all are hypocrites. All right. We talked about the colon. Last is the lymphatic system, which is my favorite system. I talk about the lymphatic system all the time. Hold on. Let me get it. That's hybrid. We gonna get a DNA test. That deal gonna say 30% Nigeria, 40% Ghana, 10% Italy, 2% Germany. So you're not hybrid? Come on, man. I don't even believe in them DNA tests. All that's hogwash anyway. So this is the lymphatic system. The beautiful thing about the lymphatic system is, I tell y'all all the time, that the blood is what feeds the cells of the body nutrition. The nervous system is what communicates and commands the cells of the body. And the lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. It's actually what cleanses the cells of the body. You have so many. I mean, so many. They say it up to 500, but now we realize there's about 5,000 lymph nodes throughout the whole entire body. Each of these lymph nodes are like septic tanks. And what they do is they break down waste. And a lot of y'all get diagnosed with cancer, or y'all let them biopsy y'all and they end up taking your lymph nodes, especially women that are diagnosed or they say might have breast cancer. Y'all let them take a lot of y'all axillary lymph nodes. And these sometimes are the only way you able to drain. So say if you come in and you have triple negative invasive carcinoma ductal breast cancer on your left breast, and they done took 7 to 8 lymph nodes under there, the axillary lymph nodes. Now I have to figure out a way to drain you basically through the subclavian way of the right side because they done took your left side. So when y'all let these people biopsy y'all and take your lymph nodes, it's hard for me to move the lymph because they gone. Not saying that it's impossible, because we still do it and we move the lymph all the time. But now we have to literally train the body to drain a certain way because it can't drain its natural way, because y'all are removing y'all garbage trucks, because that's what these are. They're the garbage trucks. So the lymphatic system is around every major organ of the body. Y'all just type in a major organ right now. Give me a major organ. Put it in the comments. I love you too. Okay? Link up with me. Forever great. We rebuilding, y'all. We rebuilding. We unifying, man. It's time to collectively come together. Anything is curable. I don't even believe in the word cure, because guess what? I don't believe in disease. You see that? That take me out of the game right there. I don't believe in the disease is an illusion to me. Book coming out, shipping July 11th on my birthday. Best book in the world, y'all. The liver. All right, so when you look at the liver, you have something called the GOAT. Type in GOAT, G-A-L-T. Type it in, all capitals, G-A-L-T. It stands for gut associated lymphatic tissues. The GOAT. Gut associated lymphatic tissues. Look at the liver. Look at the hepatic ducts. Look at the gallbladder in its tail. Look at the pancreas that's coming over. Notice all the lymph nodes in area 9. That's what you call the GOAT. And let's not mention, right behind the liver, you have something called the cisterna cali. And the cisterna cali is one of the biggest lymph nodes on the body to cleanse the liver, because the liver is one of your biggest detoxification organs. So it has one of the biggest lymph nodes. Another one is the heart. The heart is not a pump. The lungs and the calf muscles pumps the blood through the body. The heart is a valve mechanism. That's what it does. It opens up and it flows blood. It controls the cardio output of blood. It is not a pump. It's been proven millions of times. I've been saying this for years. So look, The heart, guess what you have? You have the thymus gland. That's why if you truly want to heal or you want to do some lymphatic activation, the best thing to do is take your 4 fingers, find that thymus plate, and tap on it. This wake the T cells up in the B cells, the thymus gland cells, the B cells, the NK cells, eosinophils, because the thymus gland is the school. It's the military school for the lymphatic system. So if you want to wake it up, all you do is tap it. I do this to my children all the time. Coughs, cold, go away. Once you wake that up, you got to get that bone, because now we got to drain. We drain into the subclavian. Make sure you go up. Axillary. Sphenoid. Then you got some in the back of your head I'm going to show you. And this is what I'm draining. See, I'm going to the back of my head, behind my ears, all axillary, all cervical area. The cervical area, look, my nose running already, y'all. And this is going to drain. Look, you see how quick it worked? And it's going to drain down. My whole thing is to drain this way, recirculate, dump into the clavian, then go down to the kidneys, because that's the way the draining works. The lymphatic system is one of the best systems. So give me another one. The testicles, that's called the inguinal. The inguinal lymph nodes. It's right by your private area. And notice every area I'm talking about is where a major disease is at. Look at that. See that? Right by the vagina. Right by the penis. So when these get backed up and metabolic waste stop flowing, guess what that's called? Cervical cancer. Testicular cancer. STIs. STDs. You see that? If it's in the liver and it backs up and bowel backs up. Liver cancer, liver cyst. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. If it gets inside the intestines and they back up, polyps. Cyst, you see that? Cyst on the intestines. Stomach cancer. Intestinal cancer. Colon cancer, which we've been getting a lot of in the clinic. Y'all notice that? Mm-hmm. A lot of colon cancer. What's up with our boy Liam? Check on Liam, man. Okay. I miss him. See, make sure he cool. If it back up under here in women, breast cancer. Not only that, you have something called mammary lymph nodes. Mammary lymph nodes is in your breast. A lot of women come in here and I do a breast exam on them. Lymph nodes swollen and hard as a rock. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to want to biopsy it. Take out lymph nodes from your breast. Take it to a pathologist. Open it up just to say it's got some mutation in it. How about we already say it shouldn't be backed up in the first place. Let's just say it's mutated and let's unlock it. Let's let it flow. I'm going to try to get it to drain through your nipple. If I can't get it to drain through the axillary lymph nodes, I'm going to take the lipid route. I mean the nipple the nipple route, and try to see if you can drain it through the nipple. You have to be able to use the elimination pathway. The skin, the kidneys, the liver, the lungs, the colon, and the lymphatic system is your way to heaven. It's your way to freedom. It's your way to healing. It's your way to homeostasis. It's your way to health. And the last but not least is nutrition. Remember, I teach y'all it's only 2 diseases: deficiency and toxicity. So how do we beat deficiency? You flood the cells with nutrition. You flood the cells with oxygen. You flood the cells with what I will call simple amino acid structures. You flood the cells with simple carbohydrates, or what I'll call mono and disaccharides. You flood the cells with minerals, or what we would call anions and cations. You flood the cells with nutrition. When you flood the cells of nutrition, the byproduct of that is going to be a detoxification. When you start to feel the detoxification, you have to open up the pathways. Give me the pathways, y'all. I gave it to y'all. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are they? Give me the pathways. Skin. There you go. Kidneys. Liver. Come on. Colon. Lymphatic system. And if you got to force them, you got to force them, because the worst thing you want to do is dump a bunch of nutrition in the body, and then you have a toxic blowback because it have nowhere to eliminate. You have to open up the elimination pathways. There y'all go. Good job, y'all. Good job. Do you have a place in STL to people to come visit you? We see hundreds of people a week, family. There y'all go. Good job. Good job. That's what I'm talking about, family. Y'all are learning. Y'all are learning. Lungs. All right, now look, let's keep going. We talking about the liver. The liver have certain type of pathways. Let's see who got it. Let's see who been listening. Let's see who really been writing it down. Give me the pathways from the liver. Give me the pathways. Give me 2 pathways. Yes, sign up. That's right. She owned it. Sign over 160, at least 21 minutes. Good. That's right. Lower back when you move. Yeah. They over here alerted. Yes, liver, skin. Yes. I'm going to answer some questions. But look, what about low iron? There is no such thing as low iron. There is no such thing as low iron, y'all. Biggest hoax on the planet. Found Soul Catering. That's right, the NRF2 pathways. There you go. Give me another one. Another pathway is called the glutathione S transferase. That's another one. Glutathione S transferase. Another one is called the 3-phase detoxification pathway. There is no such thing as low iron. Only reason you have low iron is because your liver is not regulating it right. There's a such thing as iron dysregulation unless you have a parasitic infection, because most of your parasites love to eat on iron, especially liver flukes. The liver fluke is called the liver fluke because it literally will lodge itself in the liver just to eat your iron. I mean, just to eat it. So if you got fluke worms, then definitely you low on iron because the fluke is eating it. But look, the fluke ain't going nowhere. And this is how you know you still ain't low on iron, because after it eats the iron, it metabolically break down the iron, and then it poops the iron right back into your system. So this time it's broken down heme group. So this heme group gonna raise your bilirubin, because how biliverdin and bilirubin is created is by broken down utilized heme. There's no such thing as low iron. There's iron dysregulation. And the reason why you have iron dysregulation, because you lack the mineral copper and zinc, because copper creates a protein called ceruloplasm. Ceruloplasm is the transferase of iron. So you can't even transfer iron without copper out of the liver, because what pulls iron out of the liver is copper, but you are copper deficient. And the reason why you copper deficient is because of what? You have too much iron. A lot of us are suffering from iron toxicity. And then this is how we know. We prove this here. Say you low on iron, come to the clinic. I will put you on my acoustic lymphatic massage bed. Well, Shem will put you on, or India put you on. After you get off, let's get your blood checked again. I bet you your hemoglobin go up. I bet you your ferritin levels go up, showing you that you was never deficient in iron. You just was unregulated. But once I start moving those tissues, you will realize, oh, the iron was stuck in my tissues in my liver the whole time. And we do this time and time again. We prove this all the time. So we have to quit. See, the only thing they checking is your blood. Only thing they checking. Then they check on the surface level your lymphatic system. And then sometimes, even when you look at the blood chart, when you look at the white blood count and you look at the leukocytes, the eosinophils, the basophils, the lymphocytes, the monocytes, you start looking, they would just say 0% because they don't even have an equivalency number to even test it against. Why is that? Because they don't know nothing about the lymphatic system. They don't. And that's why they don't understand leukemia. And that's why leukemia, malaria, and severe iron deficiency, or what you would call sickle cell anemia, all 3 of those so-called diseases are all the same diseases. Y'all can say you can get them from mosquitoes or not. Where did the mosquitoes get the other blood from to come and suck on your blood to give you that? They still got it from a blood source. And just the same thing as LAS, multiple sclerosis, MS, all these autoimmune disease, they be the same disease. It just, wherever the inflammation and the acid is attacking the tissues, they name it something different. Like when you really start thinking about this in the allopathic community, it's like they telling us that we stupid and we gonna believe anything they tell us. That's basically what they said. You stupid. I erased your history and I erased your identity, and I'm going to tell you who you are. I'm going to tell you what you are. I'm going to tell you what to eat, and I'm going to tell you what to take once I kill you from giving you the food. And we heard what John D. Rockefeller and Henry Kissinger said. If you control the food of the people, you control the mindset of the people. Period. So your first step to freedom is growing your own food. That's how you do it. You know what? Your first step to freedom is unity and brotherhood. That's what I'm going to say. Or sisterhood. And then the second step is growing your own food. But if you got a true brotherhood and sisterhood, they're going to be telling you, hey, let's grow our own food anyway. Because why are we giving our money to people to grow our own food when we have the capability of growing our own food anyway? Why are we paying a light bill when we can create free energy out of magnets and get solar panels? Why are we paying a water bill when we can dig our own well because there's water beneath us on every inch of this planet? Why are we paying a gas bill when we can run everything electrically? Or if we know how to start fires? Why are we buying all these clothes? Well, we can just get some cattle on the land, and when they shed them, we can shed them, we can create our own stuff. It's like when you really, really start thinking about ways to be free, we have it in us, but we just so complacent, we so lazy, we became soft. We became soft. And look, I'm a man enough to admit I even became soft in some areas. But I'm back on my good foot now. It's a problem. I'm back on my good foot. And I can't wait till my speech get back. It's over. I appreciate y'all as well. An overactive gallbladder. What's good for what you, or you having gallbladder attacks? I'm gonna take some phone calls. Don't call me, y'all. But if you having gallbladder attacks, you need to do the liver and gallbladder cleanse. About what I just told you to do. I love IB. Look, they talking about some IB therapy. Can y'all see my veins? What did I just do today, now, B?
IB therapy.
Look at all this. Look, this vein got some scars on it. I got to let this vein rest. I get IV therapy damn near every other day. Glutathione pushes. I love the high dose vitamin C, 100 milliliter bag. Sodium chloride in it. Add magnesium. I do probably about 100 milligrams of magnesium. I do 250 grams of glutathione push. I get 30,000 milligrams of high dose vitamin C. Man, and then we got something called the cocktail elixir, where we do all the B vitamins. And I'm not talking about the stuff that's made from tar. I'm talking about the organic compounds that come from fruits and vegetables. The best way to bypass everything, get it straight into the blood when you detoxing, is to do it intravenously. And I love me some IV therapy. I'm on a major detox right now. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. I'm pooping up to 6 to 8 times a day. So everything I bring in, I get rid of very quick. So I need to keep nutrition in my blood at all times. So I've been doing IV therapy a whole lot, y'all. A whole lot. So I'm not knocking IV therapy at all. If I ever knocked it, I was wrong. You see that? I don't care if the admit I was wrong. I was wrong. At one point, I thought I knew it all. And Yahki don't know it all. And the moment you think you know it all, you have become a teacher. And the moment you become a teacher, you really need to be a student again. Straight up. So if y'all heard me back 8 years ago speaking down on broccoli, I was regurgitating what I heard somebody else said. I didn't do none of the research myself. I didn't do none of the testing myself. See that? We have to get off the high horse. You have to remain teachable. If you can't remain teachable, then you in this for the wrong reason. You in this having a penis contest. You in this to look good and to be seen. And healing ain't about looking good to be seen. We the most shitted on people ever. Y'all don't appreciate us. Y'all like shitting on us. We got the worst haters in the world. We constantly being talked about. We being chased by the government. They trying to take us down. If it ain't for taxes, it's for this. They trying to find any way to keep us from spitting this knowledge. Like, if you have to remain humble, you have to remain teachable, and you have to admit when you wrong. If you don't have that type of spirit and you call yourself healing or in a space where you giving knowledge, you in the wrong space and you doing it for the wrong reason. And that's why you would never prosper. And that's just the flat out truth. All right, let me answer some stuff. Hold on, y'all. I'm finna, they blowing this thing up. Yeah, I know, y'all. I'm trying to talk through these things. My mouth finna be hurt like a mug tonight, B. I'm finna be crying somewhere. Bunch of different research papers showing how they died and how they go through gene selection. But Peruvian carrots, Peruvian corn. Peace. Hey, how you doing? Blessings
Yahki,
to you.
how
How you
are
doing, goddess?
you? I'm doing fantastic. I'm from Toledo, Ohio.
I'm doing good. Turn your phone up. I'm turning mine up.
Okay, hold on. I got you. Okay, can you hear me a little bit
I can
better?
I can hear you way better. What's your name and where
Okay,
you from?
so my name is Shannon
Hmm.
Riven. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. I
Ohio in the
literally have been
building.
following you for quite some time. I
Oh,
haven't
she
even
got the
opened
bitters
these
on her.
yet. Listen, all three of them, I got the liver detox and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to say this to you. So I've been dealing with a lot of stuff with my liver. I've been back and forth to the doctor. Actually, tomorrow I have to go see a rheumatologist because they're thinking that I'm kind of like dealing with lupus, like an onset of lupus of some sort,
Hmm.
because I have high IgG, high IgM. Blood levels, all of these different things. But my
Yeah, your
hemoglobin,
immunoglobulin is real, real high.
yes. So they're saying that they're thinking that my the antibodies have now started to produce additional antibodies, and now they're fighting my immune system. It's like fighting itself or
Yeah,
whatever.
they fight. So what's happening is the thymus gland get the so it's your CD4 count and your immunoglobulin. It produces these antibodies, and then these antibodies markers starts attaching themselves to different blood streams and tissues. And then when the immune system actually get dispatched, it's going to go and seek, and the natural killer cells go and seek the antibodies, and boom, it's the kill target, and that's what it's killing. So they say it's the immune system attacking the tissues.
But
That's
it's
what
the
they call,
lymphatic system.
but it's the lymphatic system. It's really the lymphatic system. So you have basically it's inflammation by way of acidosis. Whenever you look at that, it's called metabolic acidosis. I want you to write that down and look it up. That's all
Um,
lupus is. Lupus is metabolic acidosis, and I can tell
so
you
can I
exactly what to do.
please let me get my son is grabbing my ink pen and a paper for me right now.
Okay, all right, let's do it. I see you got the three bitters already, so that's super
Listen,
good.
let me tell you, I have everything. I purchased it. It took a minute. I called the number, left a voicemail. Y'all must have got it, got right on top of it. And all of a sudden, like in a week later, I got it. But it did take about 6 to 7 weeks because I do believe y'all are probably getting these orders and having to push them out a lot. So, but I got them and I'm excited about them and this don't even work. I'm so sorry. I don't want to take up too much of your time. All right.
It's all good.
I'm ready.
Okay, so the first thing you need to do, you need to worry about this just quick. You need to worry about ingestion. Just write down ingestion.
Okay. So the foods that I eat that I got you.
Nope. Ingestion is
What
mindset.
I, okay. Got you.
All right, what you bringing in. The second one is digestion. We'll break them down real quick.
Okay.
All right, ingestion, digestion. Once you digest, you have to be able to absorb. So absorption.
Absorption. Okay.
Okay, utilization. You have to be able to utilize what you absorb.
Okay.
Then last but not least is elimination.
Elimination.
You have to make sure you're eliminating. All right, so let's just go over the first one real quick.
Okay.
Ingestion. You have to change your mindset about the foods you eat. You can no longer eat for cultural preference. You can no longer eat for religious preference. All this goes out the window now because you're sick and you're trying to feel better. You need to eat for nutrition and you need to eat for energy. So if it's not energizing you and it's not turning on any type of detoxification pathways, and if it's not feeding your cells all the minerals, all the proteins, all the amino acids and the carbohydrates you need, you don't need to stick it in your mouth regardless of the taste. So you have to disassociate with taste. You got to. All right. So you only feed your body things that you know is good for your body. And I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's gonna be fruits, organic vegetables, some nuts, and some seeds. Period. You can't do no dairy products and you can't do no meat. Meat gonna give you high homocysteine. Meat putrefies and gonna create acidic blowback. And I'm even talking about fish. And then the dairy products is very, very mutagenic, especially the way they cooking it now. And it's gonna give you a very, it's gonna give you a mucosa response. So get off all meats, get off all dairy. Go strictly plant based and do fruits and vegetables. Now the beautiful thing about this, you still can do cooked, but you cannot fry your food. No fried food whatsoever. Don't cook none of your food on the stove past 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't bake past 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And don't steam past 125 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you need to see it, just get you a cooking temperature. It's called a cooking thermostat.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now, since we got that and you know what to eat, organic fruits, organic vegetables, some nuts. And what I mean by some nuts, only nuts I recommend will be walnuts and Brazilian nuts.
So I just ate some almonds, so no almonds.
No almonds. No almonds right now. Not no almonds right now. And then seeds. Only seeds will be hemp seeds right now. And pumpkin seeds. Hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now you got the food. Now you got
That's
the
the
digestion part.
ingestion. Okay, the
Yep.
ingestion,
So
the
that's
digestion.
ingestion. Now,
Okay.
digestion is when you ingest it. You're starting to eat it. You have to make sure you got things in check. The first thing is your teeth. How was your teeth? Do you got mercury fillings in your mouth?
No,
Do you got any bridges?
I have nothing. Like
You
all
don't
of my
got no
teeth.
caries, no cavities.
No, nothing.
That's perfect. So that first line of digestion is cool. The second
Okay.
part is when you go down, what's up with your stomach? Is your hydrochloric acid hot enough to break these things down? When you poop and you look in the toilet, do your poop come out whole? Or is it all broken down? What do the poop look like? Do it look like piles of mud, piles of sand? Do it look like torpedoes? What do it look like?
It looks pretty solid, but it does float sometimes. So do you
So
think
that
that's
means
to do with
something is going on
hydration?
with the liver. You got too much fat inside of your poop. Only thing that floats is fluke worms, other different types of metabolic worms, and fats. So we're gonna have to cleanse the liver. We got to. That means you're producing too much fat. So this brings me back to my question then. When you check your lipid panel and you see your triglycerides, your LDL, your HLDL, and your cholesterol, your total cholesterol number, how high was your cholesterol?
I wish I was talking to you on my other cell phone because I could pull up my chart and literally tell you because I
So
just got that done.
was it high though? When you read it,
I
was it
can't
high?
recall. I
Okay,
cannot
well
recall.
if it is, then you definitely need to do a liver cleanse. So
Okay,
right now we
LDL and what was the other one?
LDL, HDL, and then your triglycerides and your total cholesterol. Total cholesterol.
Okay.
They said, what if it sinks? Your poop is supposed to sink. Your poop is not supposed to float. If your poop is floating, you're either on a high fat diet or you don't have enough bowel being created by the liver, and your liver is not going through the 3-stage detoxification to break down the fat, meaning that you backed up hepatically. The hepatic ducts is backed up and you storing that fat. So when you finally release it, it's too thick. So it's going to float when it goes into the water.
Oh
So you
God.
need to produce more bowel. And
I
again, if
do
I
have
would,
a liver hemangioma that
okay,
has grown to about 6.3 centimeters
see,
at this
okay,
point.
okay.
Um, so I don't know if that has anything to do with
It have a
anything
lot
that
to
I
do with it. It basically you have a liver cyst. I mean, when you get done with it, that's full of lipids. And what happens is if acid starts going in the area, the liver cyst is going to turn into a liver lesion. And then that liver lesion will scar the liver and then you start getting cirrhosis. So we're gonna have to fix that. So you need to be doing coffee enemas. So I want you to write down coffee enemas.
coffee in
Yep, I need you to do 2 coffee enemas a day when you wake up and one when you go to sleep. Trust me, you're gonna have energy. It's gonna have you feeling good.
Where do I
I,
find those?
you can get a good coffee enema off of Amazon.
Okay.
Just make sure that it's roasted
Roasted.
coffee enemas, and make sure that it's for actual enemas though. Don't get regular coffee because it will tear your anus up. Get it the ones that's made for your anus and your rectum. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now when you do it, when you lay on your back, I'm gonna tell you what to do. When you lay on your back and you get the catheter in your anus, make sure that you need to do a liter. Since you do have that lipid cyst, you need to do a whole liter of coffee enema in you. Try your hardest to hold it for 12 minutes. It's gonna make you feel like you gotta poop on yourself,
I
but you
know.
gonna
I know.
hold it because the more it goes and the more that it stays, what happens is it's gonna force your liver to produce 17 times more glutathione than what you're producing right now anyway. That glutathione is gonna give you a major detoxification release. You gonna feel so. I'm telling you, you gonna feel like $1,000,000 afterwards. I'll be walking around the house singing after I'm done. I'm just saying.
Oh my
keeping it
God.
real, keeping it real with you. So
Okay.
make sure you do a coffee enema. So look, digestion. We checking that. Your pancreas. You said that your food do look broken down. You just got floaters. So we ain't worried about
Yes.
the
Yes.
pancreas. It's cool. But
Charges.
I do want you to do this. Get you some baking soda. And make
Okay.
sure that the baking soda is aluminum free.
Baking
And you
soda, aluminum free.
aluminum free. You're gonna do a teaspoon of baking soda in 8-ounce glass of warm water every single day. We
One
alkaline you.
teaspoon of baking soda and an
Mhm.
8 ounce glass of water per day.
Per day.
Okay.
Yep. That's gonna be very, very good for you. All right,
Okay.
now we getting the digestion down. Remember, I was talking about cascara sagrada. Get you some cascara sagrada. That's gonna be good for you. You can mix it with some slippery elm bark. You're gonna take that as teas and capsules. That'll help you eliminate and cleanse your colon. So now that's the digestion. Now we got to worry
Hold on.
about
I got to
the
plug my phone
absorption.
in because I can't lose you. Hold on.
All right. Well, while you doing it, I'm gonna be talking. Now
Yep.
we worried
Keep
about
going.
the absorption. We need to make sure that you absorbing your food. The only way that you can absorb your food is to get rid of all of the mucus plaque that's built up inside your intestines. That's gonna be 16/8 intermittent fasting. Make sure you fasting 16 hours out of the day, and then 18/6. You're gonna be fasting for 18 hours out of the day. Out of those 18 hours, you're supposed to be sleep 8 of those hours. So that's gonna leave you with 10 hours a day. You're gonna be fasting. Then for 6 hours, you're gonna be eating all you can of all the foods that I just provided to you, which is
Okay.
your fruits,
Okay.
your berries, your melons, your vegetables, and things like
Between
that.
12 and 6 p.
Between 12 and 6 p.m. All right, you got that?
Got it.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So next after that, adrenals. You have to get your adrenal glands online.
I did
Do
just get
you
over a kidney infection. I did, they did say that it's
see?
gone, but I was dealing with that.
See? Do you have high blood pressure?
I do not.
Perfect. Perfect. So you don't have high blood pressure. So you need licorice root.
Okay.
Licorice root. So get you some licorice root. You can go to your local herbal store, make sure it's organic, and you need to drink a shot of licorice root, 4 ounces concentrated. Make sure you steep it and simmer it for at least 30 minutes. Strain it, and you take a shot of that. Do that once a day. That's going to get your adrenal glands back online. Now, since your adrenal glands back online, now you can start utilizing. Because now you absorb. Now it's time for utilization. The adrenal
Okay.
glands is what utilize your sugars. It will utilize most of your proteins. It utilize your steroids that come from your liver. So now you're utilizing all of the nutrients that you just absorbed, and then all the absorption of everything you just digest, and all of the digestion came from everything you ingested from your cultural and religious
Gotcha.
point of views. Last but not least, we need to worry about elimination pathways, and that's this whole video. So we don't even need to go over that. You just got to rewatch the video to make
Okay.
sure that all of your eliminative pathways are open.
I
You got the three
appreciate.
bitters. You
Yes.
got all the other herbs. Start on those
When
immediately.
okay, so this per day stuff, just so I can be clear, right? We talking about the
Mhm.
2 coffee enemas per day. How long would you say?
Until you feel better, until you go back and all of your IgGs are normal.
Okay. All
When
right.
your
So that
IgGs normal, you can stop.
okay. So that per day, we talking 10 hours a day I'm fasting, 8 hours I'm sleep, 6 hours a day. I need to make sure I'm eating the foods that you're
And
saying that
your
I'm
and that's between 12 and 6 p.m. That is your
yes.
eating window.
Okay, that's my eating window. I'm also going to drink licorice root tea.
A shot, just a shot, 1.5 ounces a day.
Okay.
Make sure it's concentrated though. Very, very concentrated. And the
Okay,
best way to do this is soak it an hour before you steep it. Soak it an hour, turn it on, steep it, then let it simmer. Let it simmer and steep for about 30 minutes. It
okay.
should it should look so gold that you can't see through it. And you
It
take
should
a
look
shot
so
of it.
good. Okay. Yahki, listen to me. My phone is, I put it on the charger. Guess what? The charger don't even want to work. It's just
Yeah.
plugged into the wall. It ain't even doing what it's supposed to do.
But
But
look, you
this
needed
is what
this.
I want to tell you. First of all, thank you so much for picking up my call. You do not know. My son lives in Macomb, Illinois. So I believe we have to pass. Do we pass through Missouri? To get we don't pass through, but it's close by. Okay. He goes to Western Illinois University. We come his direction. I be wanting to come to your spot, but I know we got to schedule an appointment. I know how hard it is to find one on your website. I've been wanting to get there, but I appreciate you taking my call.
All praises,
Truly, I
sister.
do. Yes, I appreciate you so much. Toledo, Ohio loves you. Okay, just so you are aware of that. My son, he is doing absolutely amazing. Look out for the last name, Jalen Riven. Jalen Riven is his name. He's gonna
Jalen.
be one of the next biggest, greatest football
All
players.
right, Jay, I see you. All right, that's what's up.
Defensive end. But no, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time for me and giving me
Mhm.
this information.
Hey,
Very
do that.
valuable, and I appreciate you.
So look, follow everything I said. Just hit me up and let me know. Once you
I
get
would
done
definitely,
and you
I
free all that, we'll fly you
yes,
in and let's do a healing testimony. Let's do it.
definitely. Thank you so much.
Oh, what's your name?
All
Let me
right.
write you down real fast. What's your name?
Okay, Shannon.
Shannon.
Last name Riven. Riv as in Victor. En.
And Shannon River. And this
Riven.
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 This your Instagram name too?
Yeah, it is. Mrs. Riven.
Mrs. Riven. Okay.
Yep.
You got that too, Nabi? All right, I got you.
And I love Nabi. I love Nabi. I love how he supports you.
Yeah, that's my number one supporter.
Absolutely.
Shouts out to Nabi.
Shouts out to Nabi. Absolutely. You take care. Peace, love, light, and healing
All
to
right,
you.
peace, love, light, healing. Blessing,
Yep.
God. Peace. All right, who we got next? Peace, peace.
Hey, family,
What's
peace.
going on,
Who we
family?
got next? Y'all breaking up, y'all. Y'all breaking up. Try to get around some good internet.
Hey,
Y'all breaking up.
how you
Y'all
doing? Peace,
freezing up.
peace. Let me
We got it. This should be good now.
Hey guys, y'all breaking up.
Can you hear me, Yahki?
I can hear you good, but your picture is real staticky and you breaking up.
You should go in there. The
Y'all
devil is a lie.
connect to the Wi-Fi if y'all can. Huh, y'all hang up and try to call back in. I can't hear nothing you saying, God. All right, there you go. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, I just connect to the Wi-Fi. My bad. We had a
No, it's
power
all good,
outage
bro.
over here a little bit.
All right, what's going on with you? What's your name? Where you from?
My name is King Q. I'm here with my queen Simone. We from Compton.
All right,
Um,
Compton in the building.
yes, sir. I'm calling on behalf of my mom, man. She was just diagnosed with this kidney disease,
Okay, what
and
stage?
she's at stage 4.
Yeah, stage 4. So she's already on dialysis.
No, they wanted to put her on dialysis. All my siblings got on the phone call. We voted against it, and we wanted to go the holistic route. So right now, we got her cleansing, just like you said, for 18 hours a day.
All
We have her
praise.
on a very strict juicing cleanse for 30 days right now.
Yeah,
Her
yeah.
numbers are already extremely low.
I
Like
bet.
her blood pressure, her
Yeah.
sugar levels, everything is dropped. Like we have her on a strict juice cleanse for 30 days, and we're looking to really just save her. My mom is also diabetic, and
Okay.
so and she
She
has
got
high
high
blood.
blood pressure too, don't she?
She got high blood pressure. She's diabetic, and now she's been diagnosed with kidney disease.
Yeah. What gave her the kidney disease is the high pressure. That peripheral oncotic pressure is messing up the renal veins. I got a question. She's still able to urinate?
Yes,
How many times she urinating a day?
I'd have to ask her, but we're taking notes right now. I'm not. I don't live within her. I don't live within her home. So those are questions that I would have to particularly ask her and find out.
All right, so what we need to find out is she on a phosphorus restrict diet? She on a protein restrict diet? I need to know her buns number. I
That's
need.
Queen will let you know that. That's her department.
She actually just started about a week ago, taking the juices, three
Mhm.
juices a day, the green juices with all your ingredients.
Uh-huh.
Since she does have type 2 diabetes, I substitute the celery for green bell peppers.
Uh-huh.
And then she eats berries. So every berry, some cantaloupe, and she has like a salad with kale. What else should we have? Like,
Kel, like
You hear this, y'all? They doing it. Y'all doing it. Y'all
listen,
need to
man,
realize what
we
y'all are
tuning
healing
to
y'all
you,
mama. That's
man.
what y'all
This all
doing.
your knowledge.
it's the
Like
truth.
we get it all from you, bro.
All
If she was
praises, all
here right
praises.
now, yeah, like, oh my gosh,
So,
but yeah, that's what
so
she's
this,
doing right now. And stop eating. She'd eat between 11 and 5.
okay, 11 and 5 is good. They already got on the schedule. That's the daily
Yeah.
schedule. Y'all got on the geogenetic juice, which is good. You substituted out the celery and put in the peppers. That's amazing. All she need now is the kidney and adrenal kit, and I would personally like to send that to y'all for free
Come
Mm.
because,
on, bro.
hey, let's because just
Wow.
because just because y'all already doing that.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so look, would you write this down? So look, all I need for y'all to do is I need you to inbox me. Soon as y'all get off this live, inbox me, and I'm gonna have Shim ship it out to y'all. And
Okay.
I
Easy,
and
bro.
I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow. That way it's quick.
Okay.
Once you see that inbox, you're going to trip on who this is.
Oh, all
we
praise.
we've talked a few times in a DM before, like years ago. I was trying to get you on my podcast. We went back and forth a few times.
Uh-huh.
We've been in communication before. My name
Well,
is
look,
King
hey,
Q.
just we got to get on the podcast now, just because how authentic this is. We got to get
Yes,
on it.
sir.
Look,
Yes, sir.
the whole thing y'all need to be doing right now because she's in kidney failure, and they're offering her the actual dialysis. Just think about what the dialysis machine does. The dialysis machine cleanses and filtrates the blood and put it back into the body. So we need to just put our intelligent caps on and say, how can I filtrate and cleanse the blood? And that's what I'm sending y'all. I'm sending y'all the kidney and adrenal kit. Is going to get her adrenals back online, which is going to turn on the nephrons of the kidneys. The kidneys herbs like the cleaver's leaf and the parsley is going to take all the inflammation out. And then the rest is blood cleansers where we clean up the blood. If her blood is clean, then why do we need to do dialysis? And what's the point of the kidneys? The whole thing is to clean the blood. And that's how you get the kidneys back because now you can allow the kidneys to rest. And the beautiful part about this whole live is I just gave y'all every other eliminative outlet that she can use to filtrate and cleanse her blood without using the kidneys right now. She got her skin. I'll make sure that she in the sun. I'll make sure that she in the sauna. She got her lungs. I'll make sure she breathing. Y'all can bring her down. I'll put on a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. She got everything else. She got her liver still. I'll make sure that I'm kicking on glutathione. So it's so many different things she can do to give her kidneys a rest right now for the inflammation can leave, that scarring can regenerate itself, and she can truly, truly start filtrating again. And look, y'all already did 90% of all the work.
Yes, sir.
Love
So
it. Love it. So much, so much gratitude right now. We just got confirmation that it's her kidneys at a 7%, but she's also on medication. Should we
mm.
wean her off the medication or just go
So
flat out?
what medication she on? Metformin, lisinopril,
Oh, it's literally, let me see. I don't want to log out of this. It's in the
Veterin.
phone that
It's
we on
in this
live
phone,
at.
so we don't want to
All right,
lose
so
you.
look, I can't tell y'all to get off medicine. They looking for, they already messing with me, following me around, looking
Yep.
to lock my
We see
ass
what's
up. So
going on.
I'm not finna say that. What I can say is, if it was Yahki, if it was me,
Yeah,
if it was me, and if I was in that situation, I would take my chances on the natural herbs that the Creator have grown on this earth since the beginning of time,
of course.
before I take some petroleum oil based chemicals that's mixed with God creation that's going to give me side effects. That's what I would do. I can't
Got
tell y'all what to do when it comes to these people medicines.
Yeah,
They own the word cure, they own the word disease. I don't even believe in disease. I believe that the body go through ailments and the energy is off, and that's how we get them right. So if it was me, I wouldn't do it.
I got
Yeah,
you.
last thing, King. We doing ozone therapy. Yeah.
She's doing an
Is y'all
ozone
doing it?
therapy
Y'all
right now.
doing rectum ozone or y'all doing it
Yeah.
Yes.
intravenously? What y'all know? Give me some
Rectum.
high fives. They doing rectum. Oh, hey, look. Rectal. You know how many people sleep on rectal ozone therapy, man?
Yes, sir. We
Listen.
took her right in there the same day I picked her up from the hospital. I took her straight to go get a session.
Man, we didn't seen all C word cases, all these C words, what they call C word.
Yep,
I
yep.
mean, within 30, 40 days, completely gone off of rectum ozone therapy.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So,
And the
so
cream.
you
She's
doing the
off the
cream as
ozone cream.
well? Is
Yes.
y'all rubbing the cream in in her lower back or in the kidney area?
Yeah, rubbing her legs. Her body's really
Man.
swollen right now. So her
Yeah, but
legs, her
that
feet.
ozone is gonna bring a bunch of anions. It's gonna take away the inflammatory response, and then the swelling is coming from her lymphatic system, and that salt is pulling all that water because her kidneys are not functioning properly. So until we get the kidneys and the nephrons open, that salt is gonna be pulling a bunch of water. So she need to be on a strict no salt diet right now.
Okay.
Okay. No salt at
Okay.
all.
No salt whatsoever.
Yeah, because what it's doing is it's pulling wherever salt goes, water follows.
Got you.
You see
Celery
what I'm
has
saying?
high salt, would you
Yeah,
say?
but see, celery have high salt, but celery have high inorganic salt, meaning it comes
It's
from
good.
another source out. So it's a different type of salt. So you can
Gotcha.
still, if you mix in the whole celery, if you mix in the whole celery, you won't have that issue.
Is
Yeah.
okay. And the last question, God, we gonna tap in. But is it safe for her right now to get a lymphatic massage considering her condition?
No, I wouldn't. And that's a smart
Okay.
question. And I wouldn't do it because she already have edema. She already is collecting a lot of fluid in her lower extremities. And if you do a lymphatic massage, it's going to pull more because her kidneys can't deal with it. Her nephrons is not filtrating all of the metabolic waste from the lymph. And she's stagnant right now. So it's going to make her even more swollen. What you can do is I will put compression socks on her
Okay.
Okay.
and compression socks. Make sure that she sleep with her legs elevated, not too high, just about 30 to 40 degrees above. If she laying horizontally, about 30 to 40 degrees up. Compression socks, and keep her head up too. And what you're gonna start seeing is all of that fluid flow towards her mid area. Now we got to rely on the liver to do the filtration, because what happens is if the liver ain't working, then she gonna get swollen in that area as well. And then that's when they have to start giving her liver drains and everything else. I like to work with y'all closely on this one, to be honest with
Absolutely.
y'all.
Let's do it, man. Let's tap in. I'm gonna send you a DM right now through my page. I'm gonna send you a DM right now on my page.
Okay.
My page is I am King Q.
All right, got you. I am King
I am
Q.
King Q underscore. I'm
All right,
sending you a DM right now.
King Q underscore. All right, send it to me right now, and I'll respond to you as soon as I get off this live, King.
Yes, sir. We
All right,
appreciate the
blessings to
hell
y'all,
out you,
man. It's
bro.
all
Thank
good,
you for
man.
everything, bro. We follow you
Uh,
religiously. We love you. Keep
love you too,
fighting. We
brother.
see you getting attacked. What's understood ain't never got to be said. But keep
Hey,
fighting. Just know the people is with you. We praying for you, and ancestors is always surrounding you and protecting you. We love you,
appreciate
bro.
it. Hey, it's time right now. If it
Absolutely.
never was the time, it's the time now. It's time to link up. The
That's
the
right.
the the Creator have given me the word brotherhood. That's what it's
Mhm.
about. It's time to really link and unite, brother, for real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's
So
time.
let's do it.
All right, buddy.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, so we got King underscore Q, and we got Shannon.
I don't even know how to. I
It's
never.
that you got to go top left. It's a little X. Just hit on that.
Here it go.
All right, I'm gonna do one more, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. One more. My mouth starting to hurt, y'all. I feel it. My mouth starting to hurt, y'all. This is my last one. Peace, peace, King.
Hi, Yahki. How are you, bro?
And doing good. How you feeling, God?
Not feeling so good.
What's
Yes,
going on with you, brother?
yes.
Where you from? What's your name and where you from?
My name is Freddie. I'm from Canada. I'm in Canada.
Canada. Shouts out to Canada. What's going on with you, Freddie?
I have a low rhythm of my heart,
Okay.
so yeah. So I don't know what's the cause. I often the normal rhythm of my heart has reduced. So sometimes
What
when I'm walking,
what
I
is it
feel
at?
my heart, my
No,
my.
what's the rate? Because we know between 72 and 80 is really ideal. What's yours at? Like
It's
what's your
around 60, 60, 65.
Oh yeah, that's low. Okay,
Yeah.
so look, I can tell you how to get it up though. To get your heart rate up, licorice root and hawthorn berry tea. Licorice root, hawthorn berry tea will speed up your heart rate. Now, something's going on with your thyroid, your adrenal, and your pituitary. Your
Okay.
thyroid, your adrenal, it's called the thyroid adrenal pituitary axis. And what it does is it controls something called a sinoatrium. And the
Okay.
sinoatrium inside your heart is what gives your heart its rhythmatic beat and pace. It's the natural pacemaker inside of your actual heart valve. So what we got to do is we have to stimulate that. And the best way to stimulate that is what I just said. If you can find lily of the valley flower is real good. All
Okay.
right, blue vervain is real good, but licorice root is going to be amazing, and hawthorn berries is going to be amazing. If you can find the leaf to the hawthorn berry too, and you drink them as teas, and make sure that you working out too. When you
Oh
work
yes, I'm
out, do
working out. I'm in the gym. I have the gym just in my house, so
mhm.
I work out every morning 2 times a day.
Okay,
Morning.
and then have you checked your iodine levels? You need to get a thyroid panel. Check your free T3, your free T4, your TSH, because usually when the thyroid is going down or is not operating efficiently enough, and you going through some type of hypothyroidism, it really slows down the heart rate a whole lot.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what you need to do.
All right.
If I was you, I'd do everything I just said. You need to incorporate more greens into your diet, a bunch of chlorophyll, because the chlorophyll will clean out your heart valves and it'll give you a strong heartbeat as well. I integrate fruits, vegetables, melons, and herbs all
Okay.
into your diet. Make sure that you're getting sunlight. Infrared sunlight is very, very good for blood circulation in your heart as well. That hawthorn berry, that licorice root tea is very good. Lily of the valley flower and blue vervain leaf. All these
Okay.
things is very good for the heart. Eating good, make sure you hydrating, make sure you getting an adequate amount of oxygen and air and grounding. Go outside, take your shoes off, get all of those ions into your body, get rid of those protons, and just really, really discharge and get rid of all the toxins. And that should bring it back up. But I know what it is. It's your pituitary thyroid adrenal axis. It's offline right now, and you need to get it back online. And it sounds like you're going through something called mitochondria injury, where your mitochondria is dysfunctioning and it's not giving you enough ATP to basically generate enough electricity to keep your heart going up.
Okay.
So look, I mean, I just said a lot, so you have to rewind this back. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not going to erase it or nothing, but make sure you rewind it back so you can get all of that. But that's what you
All right.
need.
Yes, I'm
Uh,
just gonna write them down, and after the video, and I can maybe check on Amazon to
yeah.
see if I can
Well,
get some of them on Amazon and few grocery store. I will check too.
that go to a grocery store and go to a herbal store. I wouldn't go to Amazon. Go to a herbal store if you can. Go see a herbal store. Go to one of the best. Just Google best herbal stores in Canada, somewhere close
Okay.
to you, and read the reviews. If they got good reviews, then go get them from there.
I think
I really don't recommend.
they do have a Jamaican harbor store around me.
That's what
Yes,
said.
I
See,
think
so
yes, I
go see the Bushman. Go see the Bushman.
yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah, do that,
Respect,
brother.
respect. I
That's
appreciate that.
respect, brother. That's
Respect.
what
Yeah.
you need, brother.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Freddie.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right.
All right, so it's the top left X. Floating stool, heart palpitation, hyperthyroidism, fibrocystic breast, and headaches. You sound very, 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 very toxic. Very toxic. I think we got one more. Let's do one more. We already clicked on it anyway. It's my last one, y'all. Peace, peace.
Hey, peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light. I can't see you, brother. You
Hold
got
on.
you spinning,
It's,
King. What's up with it, brother?
peace, love, and light to you, man. John Oster, long.
How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good, man. Let me just
I
put on
see. I
a
see you got the ITAL in your name. ITAL is vital. What's up, man?
yeah, man. Peace. You don't know. I'm just turn on the light outside.
What's going on with you, King? He just froze up on me. I mess with the Jamaican brethren, man. I'm telling you. Rosters my guys. Just shut off. It's froze. If he don't come back in, I'm finna get off. I think that's just my time to go. I love y'all. If y'all see me and it's promoting another product, it's AI. It is not me, y'all. I promise you. So if it don't end in www.yakiawaken.com, I promise you it's not me. It's AI. They taking my voice and doing voiceovers to sell their product. All right. If it do not end in www.yakiawaken, YAHKIAWAKENED, it is not me. All right, that's where all my herbs at. Y'all can go there and go to Yahki events. That's where we're gonna be at. We going on tour. Our first date is going to be the 7th of June. We're gonna be in Detroit, Wayne State University. Make sure y'all jump on there and buy tickets. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. We bringing gifts and we talking about some never heard before things. I'm gonna bring the brotherhood with me, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna do a bunch of beautiful stuff, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all link up with me. www.yakiawaken.com. Click on events and get your tickets. We're going to a lot of places. That's gonna be the first spot we hit. Our days are not promised. So look, if you got it, get it now, because I understand we got new cities and stuff up, but hey, we don't know if we're gonna even live and be vibing at them times. We don't know what can happen. So let's get in each other's faces while we can, family, and let's learn from each other. Let's learn from each other. And remember, if you know it all, you don't know nothing at all, family. Straight up. And every teacher must remain a student. And it's time to unify, really love on each other, move as a group. We're weak when we out here by ourselves, family. Trust me. I know a thing or two about that. Strength is in numbers, not in individualism. We have to gather ourselves together. It's time to move as a unified collective consciousness towards the same goal. There's no such thing as stepping on each other's toes. We're all uniquely and wonderfully built and made differently. We could put our heads together and bring a powerful impact to this earth if we move in unison like every other so-called race is doing. We're the only people that hate on each other, talk about each other, don't spend money with each other, kick each other while we down, go after the person that's leading instead of following it and seeing what he's doing and helping him or helping her out. We the only people with this competitive mindset. And that's why we are getting nowhere. Every other nation is working together to further their people. And that's what we need to be doing. So I figure if we got to be the example, then that's what it is. So that's what we own. That's what my mindset is on. The book could be out in July. Shouts out to everybody that got the pre-orders. I got one of the best books that's coming out, Healing the Illusion We Call Disease, the Bible of Health. It's over 444 pages of, I mean, crazy, bizarre facts, y'all, to blow your mind. You're going to be pissed off when you first start reading it, but you're going to be grateful that you know the information. And, the best thing is I give you the solution. So look, let's heal, family. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. I'll check y'all out soon. Peace. Yes, y'all. YakiEvents.com. If you don't trust that site, all you got to do is go to Yahki Awaken and click on the event tab, and it's going to take you to the site. If you ever have to question my site, just go to my main site, YakiAwaken.com, and all the other sites are a branch off that site. All right, peace, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.